Welcome to the new BBC show, Showlock, where our host nigga, Dreadlock Homie, stay teaching us about the English language.
Connor, he did this really good. Oh, yo, Watson, where's that one girl?
She's right here.
Oh, come on, girl, come on.
This is Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Hi. Welcome back. Wait, you say your name Mercedes?
Yeah.
You look like the one girl Shathi. Y'all cousins or something?
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh.
I'm here to explain Frankenstein, remember?
Welcome back, y'all. You know, a lot of homie. I'm here with Mercedes Benz. We're here to talk about that Frankenstein story. So, tell the audience, about the story and stuff.
Overall, we're gonna do a debate, but let me explain how the Frankenstein story was. So, in the book of Frankenstein, it started off the ending of the whole story. So, the beginning of the book was the end of the story. So, it went backwards. So, overall, in the very beginning of how the story actually was supposed to start, it started where there was this man named Frankenstein, which was a scientist. He was so thoughtful of the concept of internal life. He was, how could you say, he was so kept and so, what's the word?
He was like driven, that was his mental capacity.
He was crazy about trying to find eternal life and like making people come back to life and be able to preserve life for humankind, basically overall. So he went to a cemetery and would collect body parts, and with the body parts he would make a monster, but at the time he didn't know it was a monster. He created a person to find out if people could actually live forever. So when this happened, he later on found out that electricity was one of the keys to life. So when he applied electricity to the body parts of the human that he created, it came to life. And right there in that instant, Frankenstein, the scientist, he was like, oh no, what did I do? I made a monster. And so the monster came alive, and he was basically like a newborn baby. Like, he didn't know what was happening. He doesn't have any memories, anything like that. And Frankenstein was like, oh, I'm out, and left him and left the monster in the room. It was like, I don't want anything to do with him. I just want him away. He's horrible, he's scary, he's ugly. And later on, when he went to go see the monster again, the monster was gone from the room. It like escaped. And Frankenstein, instead of feeling like, oh no, I unleashed this monster to the world, he was like, good riddance. I don't ever want to see him again. And later on, Frankenstein's monster, he learned English by living on the side of a house when he was just stumbling along the world, walking along, not knowing what he was, what purpose he was, why people were scared of him. And with English, he found out the concept of like self-awareness. So later on, he blamed Frankenstein for creating him, for making him ugly, for making him look scary, why people didn't like him, and wanted to ruin like Frankenstein's life. With that, he made a plan to kill all his family members, which later on he did. So the monster once then killed all the family members, and Frankenstein, the scientist, was very upset and didn't know why they were dying. And the monster met up with Frankenstein in the snow-capped mountains. There he was gonna kill Frankenstein, but in the end didn't, and said just like leave. So Frankenstein, towards the end of the book, which was considered the beginning of the book, was found in the snow by the sailors that were on a ship. Later on, Frankenstein died on the ship with the story that just happened. So the debate that I was going to propose to you was whether or not it was Frankenstein's fault for that whole scenario or Frankenstein's monster. My point of view is that Frankenstein's monster was the culprit in this whole situation because he was self-aware. He knew what he was doing when he decided to kill Frankenstein's family members. He wasn't like an innocent baby that didn't know what he was doing or didn't care. He became smart and he understood exactly what he was doing. So what was your point of view?
Well, first thing I want to get off my chest, we need nicknames, so I'm gonna call Frankenstein the scientist Frankie. I think it's Frankie's fault. You know why? You wanna know why? Do you really wanna know why? Because he like a dad that was supposed to be his kid and he just left him unaware. He got scared. You're an ugly kid. I'm out. He just dupes that one. Then y'all know what I'm talking about. The fade out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So he just left him. Like, you supposed to be responsible for you. Dude, I got 3 of my own. I gotta watch out for my kids. Right? I ain't gonna do something on them like that. It was like too big.
So it's the scientist's fault.
Yeah, it's the scientist's fault because he left.
He was responsible for him.
That's your child, bro.
So it's his fault that his whole family died.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he set it up.
Okay.
He set it up. Alright. I don't know if you watched this, but it's like the Punisher, right? Someone killed his family. So the Punisher had to go out. But whose fault was that? Low-key the Punisher's fault.
Okay, well, you said your side of the story, I said my side of the story. Thank you everyone for staying tuned for this episode of Short Lock.
Alright, cuz we out. Ski.